Hi, welcome to the show. I was going to talk about what's been happening in the world. Um, it's been so much so that it's hard to take in because it changes so quickly. But I was just interested in the Australian election and the continuing genocide in Gaza. And I was going to talk a bit about how the Australian election and the Canadian election pretty much the same result is that it was an utter rejection of the far right and Nazi America and Nazi Trumpism. And yeah, it's been heartening to see, showing that the world uh, hates America and totally rejects it because it's this neo-colonial fascist element, as you know. America is in rapid decline. Um, Trump is hastening that decline. He's doing a speed run, as the gamers like to say. And yeah, it's totally crazy, but heartwarming to see that the world is rejecting fascism. And that's what it is. America is a failed state, a failed fascist state now, let's be honest. And what's going on in Gaza is part of the American foreign policy. Otherwise, they would have put a stop to it, but they like it. So they love the genocide and they utterly support it. So it's just interesting to see the world's reaction against this, and it's quite heartwarming to see it happen. Um, it's a beginning of the resistance, the Rebel Alliance, and you know, the US deal and the backing down by the US is fascinating to see. It's showing the cracks to the world, um, but Americans aren't picking up on it. They won't pick up on it, but yeah, pardon me. Um, yeah, it's but there's a murder of Palestinian people going on daily, and it's just outrageous, and it needs to stop. And it's got a clip here from Hassan Piker talking about what's going on, and it's just shocking, but not surprising.
I asked him to give us a sense of the situation on the ground right now. It has been now 63 days since Israeli authorities imposed a complete blockade of all the supplies coming into Gaza. So we are facing a catastrophic humanitarian situation. And today we are seeing that Gaza again is on the brink of famine because it's simply there is no food left in Gaza. We have noticed some improvement in February during the ceasefire, but unfortunately it's quickly reversed. To be honest, the words cannot fully convey the severity of the current situation on the ground in Gaza Strip. Yeah. I mean, as you say, you are entering the third month of this blockade of aid by the Israeli government. 45 minutes on Tel Aviv's attack and a couple minutes about the genocide? Brother, are you crazy? this is actually incredible. The very fact that they briefly mentioned the Tel Aviv strike and also Israel's statements vowing retaliation and immediately package it with Israel's fucking depraved humanitarian aid blockade, which is a war crime, by the way, means that the tide has shifted dramatically under normal circumstances. I mean, this is Channel 4, and they have been probably one of the most pro-Palestine mainstream media outlets across the board, right? As far as like legacy publishers and mainstream media goes, Channel 4 has been.
That's true. The Western media, I've noticed the shift too. The Western media have realised that the public isn't buying um, what the elites are selling on this narrative because Israel is the key. The old adage, um, you're not free until I'm free, I'm not free until you're free, that totally stands. We are not free until the Palestinian people are free. That's just the simple truth of the matter. The US empire is, and the neo-colonialism is sort of fast coming to an end. And good riddance, you know, this idea that the US has to expand into and try and subdue every country um, to its will is dying. It's over. It's over. Um, yeah, Trump has put an end to that. Trump's taken the mask off, and the world does not like it. And it's like, uh, what's that comedian's name? He said, "All will be exposed. The truth's coming out." Oh, his name's escaping me. It's going to kill me now. But yeah, it's true. It's so true. All the fake people are getting exposed. All the fake right wing grifters, losers, clowns, they're all getting exposed and found out. And the neo-colonialism is getting found out. It's great to see because I think we've been living in this world of people just lying and being proud of the lies, and dumb people being proud of their stupidity. And I'm kind of sick of it. Sick of seeing this infantile, childish, teenage attitude, this immature displayed by grown men, displayed by, you know, um, the White House, you know, this childish meanness. It's really sad and pathetic, and I've seen it, happen since Donald Trump got in. It's the internet culture. It's they beamed their way to the White House, and yeah, they did, and they used that sort of frat boy internet culture, and it's finally wearing thin. Finally, reality is coming up against their lies.
Definitely in the forefront. Not to say that they're perfect, they're far from perfect, okay? But consistently they have spoken out. They've consistently spoken out against Israel or have like shown what is an accurate reflection of what's happening on the day-to-day existence in Gaza. Having said that, the very fact that they are packaging the overwhelming majority of this commentary around Israel's starvation campaign means that the tide has shifted. Under normal circumstances, it would be the exact opposite. They would talk for 1 minute about the starvation and then package it as like the greatest crime against humanity, against the poor Israelis that are so scared that to live inside of bomb shelters now or whatever. That's how they used the packaging. That's how most mainstream media was packaging these stories. Tell me what supplies, if any, are left. Nowadays, in Gaza, the families cannot barely manage to have a meal a day. The market is dysfunctional. There's no meat, no eggs, no dairy products, and there's a scarcity even in the vegetables. So the market has become almost empty. And if it's available, it's unaffordable. We are looking at astronomical prices. You can imagine that a sack of wheat flour with 25 kilograms is about $500. It used to be quite $15. Community kitchens nowadays are the only lifeline for food assistance now.
Look at that. Just,
The people spend hours in front of these community kitchens.
look at that. It's just outrageous and shocking and terrible. You know, that, that the Palestinian people have suffered so much and they're continuing to suffer. You know, it's outrageous. It's just so fucked. How can you not be angry at this? You know, I mean, it's just so insane. And it's the right wing that's doing this. And understand, they're learning, they're testing, doing this because this is a practice run for doing it to the citizens of our own countries. This is coming for Americans next. It's what the MAGA chuds don't get. You know, all this sort of, they're testing out all the AI stuff on the Palestinian people, on the war in Gaza. You know, and this is genocide. Starving people is genocide. Cutting people off from their culture is genocide. It's not me saying this. It's the International Convention. So you can argue with me all you like, but you know you're not arguing with me. You're arguing with the International Convention on Genocide.
In order to get their meals, and it's not guaranteed even to have their meals. The people, you can see the people are gathering the remnants of the food from the ground, and the children is craving the last bits from the empty food containers. So the people nowadays are.
I mean, that's utter desperation. Utter desperation. That's what a starving belly makes you do. And it's it's a part of warfare.
Eating whatever they find, even if it's unclean or unhealthy. I mean, what needs to happen? Israel has said it will not lift the blockade until Hamas release the remaining hostages. What do you want to see? Is it pressure from the outside world on Hamas to release the hostages? Pressure from the outside? The Palestinian bourgeoisie catching it on the catastrophe is a crazy thing to say. There is no more, functionally, there is no more Palestinian bourgeoisie at this point. It's a genocide, okay? That's ridiculous. In Gaza, there is no like capital owning class. Most of the food that they have, they don't even have like normal. There's a tick. I don't want to give a lot of attention to Palestinian creators on TikTok and whatnot because I don't want there to be any harm that comes their way. But there is a 16-year-old that is a TikToker in Gaza that shows the conditions in the markets that I have reposted a bunch of times. Like, there's nothing. There's no more food. The only food that's like readily available is at food depots like aid sites, and even then, there's very little food left at this point. And that is because for the past 2 months, Israel has stopped all humanitarian aid from going into Gaza. Side world on the Israeli government to move their position. What would you like to see now? What we would like to see is to not organize the food according to the international humanitarian law. It's not even allowed to use the food and the humanitarian supplies as a weapon, as a means for means pressure to Hamas or others. They need to have a pressure and more pressure on the Israeli authorities. Yeah, this is what that's actually not the markets right now. So next week, that's crazy. So I was pretty hungry, so I went to the market and I was really shocked. This guy who usually sells vegetables, all his shelves are empty. Maybe he's closed down, so I went to another shop. Also, so I went to grab a drink and the market's been empty for I just go, so why is the market empty? Well, the borders have been closed since March 2nd. That's 8 weeks. Since the border is closed, no food has been entered. What does this mean? House Mafia hitman in air quotes Gaza? What does that mean? To find something in the markets, it's expensive, and there's no proper food, which means everyone in Gaza is malnutrition. I'm malnutrition. I'm 16 years old. I need proper food to grow. I'm a teenager. That's the question. Is Gaza running out of food? Yes. He's doing Hollywood.
So there you go. Yeah, that's irrefutable. And, that'll lead to future, especially when you're growing as a kid. You know, as an adult, you can sort of withstand it, but as a kid, you need the food. As he's a growing young man, he needs that food to grow. You see malnourished people who were malnourished as children, and they're short, they're stunted growth. Um, yeah, and so at that crucial time, they did not have enough nutrition.
You're saying that other chatter is implying Hollywood, right? Not you're saying he's doing Hollywood. I cannot, in good conscience, assume that a 43 month subscriber. Yeah. Okay. Dog wall. I've been here for years. Yeah. Okay. You're saying the other chatter was saying it was implying Hollywood. What's Hollywood? Oh, for those of you who don't know what Hollywood is, it is the grossest Nazi thing that Israel defenders do, where they claim Hollywood. It's a term for Hollywood. They say that Palestinians do Hollywood as they fake the atrocities that they're experiencing. It's not a real thing. It's a horrible, in real time.
Yeah, that's just the Nazi propaganda. Even though, former IDF terrorist Gadot um, which is her made up name, by the way. I think she's Romanian. Um, yeah, she got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Yeah, so there's that. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.